Want to scrape data with aiohttp without getting blocked? Proxies are the solution you need. In this video, I'll show you how to set up aiohttp with proxies so you can scrape faster, smarter, and without interruptions. Oh, and I'll also drop a pro tip to keep you anonymous while scraping. But before we dive into the aiohttp proxy integration, don't forget to hit that like button if you want more tips on efficient data scraping. When to choose aiohttp over other Python web scraping libraries. When you need to scrape data from multiple web pages at the same time. This Python library lets you create asynchronous HTTP requests, giving you faster results with less waiting around. But web scraping with aiohttp can still get you blocked. If you want to avoid IP blocking and rate limits, you need to use rotating residential proxies. These servers offer proxy rotation in Python, preventing any single IP address from sending too many requests and getting flagged. Now let's get started with the aiohttp proxy integration. Just follow these steps and you'll be scraping data with proxies in no time. Before diving into Python proxy setup, make sure you have Python 3.6 or later installed on your system and rotating residential proxies ready to go. I'm assuming you already have the aiohttp library installed on your OS, but if not, now is the right time to do it. Just open your command prompt and type in the following command. Once it's done installing, run the following code to make sure it's installed correctly. You should see the version of aiohttp that was installed. If you do, you're all set to move on to the next part. Setting up aiohttp with proxies. Let's say you want to extract book titles from the first page of books to scrape. I'll show you how to write a simple script to use aiohttp for this scraping task and route those requests through a proxy server. Import the necessary libraries. First, bring in the libraries you'll be working with. aiohttp is going to handle your HTTP requests, and async IO helps you manage multiple requests at once. This is the code you need. Set up your proxy endpoint. Next, define the proxy server address and port, and add the proxy authentication details if needed. Here's how to do it. Write the asynchronous function. Now it's time to write the main part of the script. Create an asynchronous function to fetch book titles from the first page of the Books to Scrape website using this code. Not sure what this means? Let's break it down. This defines an asynchronous function. The async syntax means this function will run without blocking the program, so it can do other tasks while waiting for responses. Here you specify the URL you're scraping, in this case the first page of Books to Scrape. This sends the GET request to the target web page through the provided proxy. The await syntax lets the program wait for the response to come back without blocking other parts of the program. Once the response is back, it turns the HTML content into text. The code searches through each line of the HTML content and extracts any lines containing the h3 tag, which is where the book titles are located on the page. Write the main asynchronous function. Now write the main function that will run your entire scraper and print the titles. Here's the code. Want to know what each of these lines mean? Let me break it down for you. This defines the main function that manages the scraping process. Since it's marked as async, you can use it to call other asynchronous functions. This creates a session object that manages the HTTP requests for you. This session is then passed to the fetch book titles function so that it can send requests to the website through the proxy you've set up. This calls out a function to fetch the book titles you need. The await syntax here makes sure the program waits for the function to finish before moving on, and this ensures the program loops through the list of titles and prints them. Run the asynchronous code. Finally, run the main function with this code. You can get the full Python code in the video description below, so just copy it and follow along. If you've done everything right, the script should now show the elements from the first page of Books to Scrape that include all the book titles. Remember the tip I promised? Here it is. To minimize the chances of detection and bans when scraping with aiohttp, use reliable rotating proxies. iPRoyal offers rotating residential and mobile proxies with extremely low block and capture rate, making data scraping much more efficient. efficient. Over 32 million residential IPs in over 195 locations, non-expiring residential traffic, and millions of mobile IPs with unlimited bandwidth and sessions, iPRoyal proxies ensure uninterrupted, cost-efficient scraping. Ready to scrape without delays or bans? Head to iPRoyal.com now and get the best proxies for scraping with aiohttp and Python. Need help setting up Potato with SOX 5 proxies on your iPhone? Check out this video to learn how to do it in just minutes. Don't forget to subscribe for more proxy integration guides and data collection techniques, and hit the bell icon. Until next time.